Hello, I am Smith Dave, and in this video, you would learn about tension band wiring principles and its applications. Principle: every eccentrically loaded bone is subjected to bending stress. This results in a typical distribution of stress with tension on convex side and compression on concave side of the bone. So tension band converts this tension into compression at the opposite cortex. So as mentioned, a tension bend principle is an eccentrically loaded bone has a tension and a compression side. A tension bend converts its tension into compression at the opposite cortex. And the eccentrically loaded bones are femur, humerus, radius, ulna. And in femur, the tension acts on the anterior lateral surface and compression acts on the posterior medial surface. So the total stress is equal to direct plus bending stress. A column when loaded along its central axis displays a stress pattern compression which is eventually distributed over its horizontal cross section. When the load is applied off center, the stress pattern changes. In addition to the direct compression, there are elements of compression and tension. This eccentric column loading is common in the skeleton. Now this is a diagram. Uh, in the first diagram on the left hand side, there is one beam connected by two springs, and there are two small pulleys on the left side. In diagram 2, the E diagram, there is central axial loading, and the compression force is equally distributed across the surface. Now in diagram F or diagram 3, if there occurs eccentric loading, the total stress is equal to direct plus bending stress. And in diagram 4 or G diagram, if there is eccentric loading with tension band. If tension band is applied prior to eccentric loading, it would resist tension. This is as explained. The I-beam is loaded with a weight placed over a center. The use of a wire for fixation on tension surface of a fractured bone converts the distracting tensile force into compressing force. Such a wire is called tension band wire. So the requirements or prerequisites of tension band wiring. Wire must be applied on the tension surface of the bone. Wire must be pre-stressed or tightened. Wire must be strong to withstand tension load. Strong opposite bone cortex must be present to withstand dynamic compressive loads. Joint movement must be encouraged to improve the compression and congruity. Process we can see that there occurs absolute stability is given. So therefore interfragmentary compression occurs and direct bone healing occurs. Material used, generally stainless steel wire, either alone or in combination of K wire is used. Uh, the wire should have considerable ductility, high yield points, and ultimate tensile strength. Usually wires of diameter ranging from 0.4 to 1.5 mm are used. Biodegradable implants have been applied with success and potentially minimize the complication of painful hardware, decrease the need for implant removal. On the other hand, biodegradable materials often produce an acute inflammatory soft tissue reaction that may resemble an infection. The tension band wire is often applied in figure of 8 fashion, and it is used with Kirschner K wires, ST pins, or cancellous leg screws. And this implant are used as an adjunctive fixation to prevent the displacement of the fracture fragments through shearing, translation, or rotation. The parallel wire also provide anchorage points around which the tension band wire is placed. Instrumentations are required are drill bit, K wires, circlage wire, reduction clamp, wire cutter, AO wire tensioner, and wire bender. Application. Material used, generally stainless steel wire, either alone or in combination of K wire is used. Uh, the wire should have considerable ductility, high yield points, and ultimate tensile strength. Usually wires of diameter ranging from 0.4 to 1.5 mm are used. process, we can see that there occurs absolute stability is given. So therefore, interfragmentary compression occurs and direct bone healing occurs. In fracture patella, the wire loop is often applied for the articular fracture of patella, and even in olecranon, converting tension from the muscle pull into compressive forces on the articular side of fracture. So uh, we can see the forces that are quadriceps forces and the patellar tendon forces, and it the tension forces are converted into the compression force. The use of a wire for fixation on tension surface of a fractured bone converts the distracting tensile force into compressing force. Such a wire is called tension band wire. In olecranon fracture of ulna, the major deforming force are external extensor muscles. And as the tricep forces rotates the proximal fragment, the tension band wire, which is on the outermost surface of the olecranon, keeps the two fracture fragments together and maintains the point of contact. The tension band exerts the reactive compression forces across the fracture surface. This is balanced by equal and opposite tensile force in wire. Now, this greater trochanter of femur. So, small avulsion fractures also may benefit from the principle, and a tension band can usually reattach the avulsed fragment, converting the tensile force into compression force, allowing immediate motion of the joint. So, and the antagonist pull of the gluteus and the adductors using the hip joint as fulcrum causes a bending movement at the site of discontinuity between the greater trochanter and femur. So, distracting force is converted to compression force by tension. In fracture patella, the wire loop is often applied for the articular fracture of patella, and even in olecranon, converting tension from the muscle pull into compressive forces on the articular side of fracture. So uh, we can see the forces that are quadriceps forces and the static tension band. When tension band creates the desired compression at time of application, it is called static tension band, and it is used in medial and lateral malleolus fracture. Tension band is suitable option when the malleolar fragment is very small or the bone is very porotic, making screw fixation impossible. Now this is a diagram. Uh, in the first diagram, other unusual sites are diaphysis of metacarpal and metatarsal, arthrodesis of the thumb, and arthrodesis of the wrist. Advantages: minimal invasive technique, require less instrumentation, early mobilization is encouraged, and good and early union of fracture occurs. Complications: the most common complication is implant failure. A wire put under pure tension is very strong. However, if bending forces are added, it will break quite rapidly due to fatigue. And wire prominence is common complaint associated with tension band fixation of the olecranon. It may also lead to skin breakdown and subsequent infection. Thank you.